Well, I went through HGTV Canada's biggest home decor trends of 2023, grabbed my top 4 favorites, and it just so happens that they're a great starting point to help inject some edge. I'm going to show you my fave 4 and give you tips for each to help you get started. My first fave on the list, Gothic Interiors. I'm not talking all dark and emo like some angst-filled goth teenager. Dude, have some fun with it. You want to think dark and moody furniture with cool, edgy accent pieces with a big focus on texture. Start with rich dark tones for the walls and the furniture, but skip right past just straight black this time around. Instead, use like a slightly warmer charcoal. And don't forget my all-time fave, navy. And then to help with the texture, use picture molding details to help bring light and detail to the dark walls. But the most important tip, lighting, lighting, lighting. Lighting is what's going to help elevate the space and make that texture really stand out. And make sure that you place them at all levels, from the floor, on top of tables, and on the walls and the ceilings. My number 2 fave trend from HGTV Canada's list, dark academia. It's no secret that I ain't no academic, but I love this look. It's inspired by like traditional libraries and gentlemen's clubs. You want to create a cozy and inviting atmosphere by incorporating rich, warm wood tones. And then add plenty of books and seating for an authentic library look. Speaking of books and the library look, dude, wall to wall, ceiling to floor, built-in, bookshelfy cabinetry. Dude, I'm telling you. And you don't have to break the bank to do it. There are a ton of IKEA Billy bookcase hacks online to help you. Then accessorize with vintage pieces to complete the look. Things like old cameras and old-timey typewriters. And my third fave, gallery walls. Gallery walls never really go out of style. And to be honest, this is like a carryover from a few years. It keeps coming back and coming back. It's a very cool thing. It's a really easy way to add your own personality to your space, and it's super easy to update it whenever you want. Make sure you mix like thrifted and vintage frames with brand new frames, but don't use just frames. Make sure you add interesting objects as well. I always include like some kind of a cool, interesting clock, but do not put up those shitty ass quote art pieces. Live, love, laugh, and it's a wine o'clock somewhere. Dude, dude, you've been warned. Fourth and final one on my list, disco ball everything. Okay, I get it. This isn't for everybody. Not everybody wants disco balls in their home, but just hear me out here. One of my most favorite things to do is to take extreme elements from each other, but put them together in the space and make it work even though they shouldn't. If you take the first 3 trends that we just talked about, you take Gothic, the academia, and I forgot what the third one was, gallery walls. You put all those together, you now have yourself a nice, dark, moody, masculine environment that is just begging for some disco glitter balls and some uber sort of femi sparkly glittery things. Some of the items that HGTV suggested in their list were these disco ball planters, which I think are super cool. They're really fun. I also love these disco ball cherries. That's awesome. Or hey, maybe your thing is disco ball magic mushrooms, who knows? So all that said though, I don't imagine that this disco ball trend will last a lifetime, so don't invest too heavily into it. Make sure you stick to accessories and things that are really easy to change, or donate to a friend, or spray paint them and change the entire look altogether.